Good afternoon. Uh, I know there was a session on Slack, but this is a session where you don't want to slack. So, very interesting discussion coming up. And without further ado, I'll start with asking first about the past before we talk about the future. Okay, this question is to you, Mr. Ranganathan. How have you seen the tech at workplace evolve across all your employers that you have worked in your career? How have you seen it evolve?
Yeah. Namaste. Being a 35 years plus experience, we started off with traditional card-based programming in IBM 370. Then we subsequently moved on to a difficult COBOL programming where in the 8th column, 4th column, we have to start. Today, we are in a position to do a drop and drag in development. So as far programming is concerned, this is a change. And as far database is concerned, we were using line sequential files. Many of you do not know what line sequential files are. Then moved on to DBMS. Then moved on to relational databases. And today we are in HANA kind of database. So if you start thinking about development, we started with floppy drive based software development we have done. And today you know how you people are using. This is the transformation which has happened. Very interesting, at least in 35 years I could see the big change.
Thank you. And the same question to you, Nishant. How have you seen the tech at workplace? Have you ever been to an office that is no computers? Have you seen that those times?
Frankly, not. I mean, I have always been a technology person. But yeah, I mean, I do remember. I have this. I recently was going through my old stuff. I found some floppy disks, and I use that as coasters at my place. And that makes me realize, because my kids ask, "What is this?" and I have to explain what a floppy disk used to mean to us. But of late, I think the question of the past and future, the way things are going, the Moore's law, everything, half-life almost going obsolete so fast. Even today, in some organizations, you can feel that, they're still in the past in terms of, how fast they collaborate and, the kind of tools that they use.
Okay. So Mr. Ranganathan said that he has seen years where they used to use punch card for computers, and the evolution to RDBMS, NoSQL databases, and now vector databases. And you're talking about your kids don't know what a floppy disk is, so he's using it as a coaster. The next question is on the future. Now that we know how it has evolved over the past, so Rishi, you are with the BPO industry. How do you see the future evolving in the next 3 to 5 years?
Good afternoon, everyone. So, Mr. Iyer and Nishant talk about the past, like how we operated the computers or the storage which we used. Even for booting the system, floppy was being used. So now, future from the technology perspective as well as from the workspace perspective, it has evolved a lot. And I think we have gone through tremendous, change from past to present, and future would be even faster. So, adoption of cloud, which has brought down, the time to execute, the efficiency has been improved a lot, and the way we work. So earlier, there used to be like shared computer. Now, one person use multiple computing device. His phone is, one of the computing device. He has got personal laptop. He or she has got official laptop or desktop. And they are able to collaborate much more efficiently, and the work, has changed. So from, say, office, within the boundary of the office to work from anywhere. And the future is like it is never going to be the same. So like before COVID, everyone was, it was de facto to come to office to work. Future would be, which I believe, it would be hybrid. We cannot force everybody to come to office. And even in industry traditionally, which they never imagined, whether it is financial industry or manufacturing, they always assumed because of various reasons, it can be security, it can be the traditional way of working. They never imagined that, an employee can work from outside the four walls of office.
Okay, so you see the future as work from anywhere, and hybrid is a must. And we'll come to that question in a bit, but that's how you see the future. Himongono, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Okay. All right, those who can pronounce his name correctly can get a chocolate. His name is Himongono. Okay, how do you see the future of workplace evolving?
So I like to look at it from two perspectives. One is the short term, and one is a slightly longer term.
Okay.
I think Sir already answered from how we are looking at different types of working models and how do we work from anywhere kind of a concept as well, right? Hybrid working as well. What I like to look at it from in terms of the systems that we are using typically, as well as how is the past kind of indicating what our short-term future would look like, right? Over the last 10 to 12 years, which is what I've seen in the working space, we have increasingly gotten really better with managing structured data that we have. Whether it is any form of, recording data in spreadsheets, getting that into CRM systems or any other service systems that we have. Recording data has taken gone through that curve and gone through that technology transformation. And we have gone into that visualization phase as well. The next phase, what I believe in the immediate short term, which will be aided by AI, is how do we really handle the unstructured data that exists? How does the knowledge that people like all the dignitaries sitting in this forum, right? How does that get transferred to the next generation? How do we draw insights out of the experience that people have, the conversations that people are having? That is what I believe is the immediate short-term perspective.
Okay.
I'll quickly try and cover what the long-term looks like. Now, anybody honestly who's here trying to give you an answer who says that, okay, 10 years down the line is basically looking at a crystal ball and trying to guess what is going to happen, right? Nobody would have guessed when and where, at what point in time generative AI would have picked up. But what I like to look at is a great example for that is what are children really doing at this point in time? I have a 10-year-old niece, and she had this interesting draw. She loves to paint, and she had this interesting painting competition that came up, and the topic for that was given as, what do you believe the future of AI is? And believe it or not, people are talking about AI in schools these days.
Okay.
And she made this painting of this form of digital beings who are interacting with humans, who's like, instead of having a support whenever she needs, she's asking, Alexa, I'm looking for this answer. Instead of that, you have an individual whom she can interact with and can engage with in a more personal context.
All right. So the future is also, according to your daughter, a combination of digital beings and human beings. That's in the long term. And in the short term, what you will see is, while technology is helped on the structured side of things, you see unstructured like text, language, audio, video, all of this coming into fore. All right, the next question will be to all of you, but I'll go to Nishant first. See, the last few years, we have heard the word digital and cloud several times, and that has been the last decade. The next decade is going to be AI-enabled automation. So how do you believe, what are the opportunities and what are the challenges that AI automation brings to the workplace, Nishant?
I think for the workplaces, obviously, I think the challenge that all of us can visualize is how AI will start doing more and more, and we as humans, we are thinking what can we do now? I think that is the biggest challenge, and I think it's up to the society to how do we upskill ourselves and move as fast as the technology is moving. How do we move all the masses in that direction? So to avert such crisis. The opportunities are obviously large because everything that we could do earlier we can do better, faster, and increasingly it's moving into creativity as well. So I think all of these things will get accelerated, and like any trend, it has goods and bads. We can all be more productive, have more time to ourselves, which all of us dream of. But at the same time, we have to see how we differentiate ourselves, or what we do from what it becomes almost clockwork increasingly.
Okay, what almost becomes clockwork commodity, how do you differentiate yourself? But you will be able to do things faster, better, cheaper, and more efficiently. Mr. Iyer, what are the opportunities and challenges with respect to AI automation at workplace?
You see, before responding that, if you categorize the business in three buckets, one is digital-based, where the division cannot function without digital. Take for example, our solar farms. If you go and ask them IoT, they will laugh at you, because they, from the beginning, they are adapting all IoT industry 4.0, everything. They know only that. The next set of thing is digital friendly. Probably the workforce is also interested. The business is also capable of adapting the latest technology kind of thing. The third set is legacy, where machines are also not in a position to digitally enable itself, number one. Number two, the workforce is also a kind of in a different kind of that creates a nuisance for adapting technology. So this is a segregation. And what is the opportunity? If you see the third case where people are not ready, that there is a place where we have more AI can help you. For example, using video analytics, we are in a position to do many of the business solution coming out, like identifying the defect on the quantity, whatever we have produced, or maybe the increase in the efficiency of the machine, or identifying what is happening. And in the long run, if you see, AI is going to help the area where business is not friendly enough to adapt digital.
Okay, that's
So
an
this is
interesting bit.
the core area. If people are not good, if machine is not good, find AI solution, identify some solution using AI. It will help in a big way.
Okay, so your take is three types of businesses: digital native, digital friendly, and let's say digital unfriendly. And you say for the digital unfriendly businesses where people are, let's say, a bit reluctant to adopt technology, you can find AI solutions like video analysis, and that will start to move them from being unfriendly towards digital to adopting more of digital. All right, okay. Himangno, how do you see the opportunities and the challenges?
So the opportunity is in, I mean, the people have already addressed a part of what I was thinking about. The perspective that I wanted to share was, while we are looking at, everybody's talking about generative AI as the solution to kind of solve for all of these, right? As Iyer said, there are organizations that still are in that phase where they are looking to adopt technologies, and the technology hasn't probably solved the problems that they are looking to, they are encountering.
Okay.
Right? What I believe is, while there will be those digital friendly and the digital natives who would look at generative AI at this point in time, I think what will work better for the laggards, to use this term, is that the predictive AI capabilities will start catering to those. Organizations will start becoming open to leveraging predictive AI capabilities before going into the generative AI phase itself. So there will be solutions that I believe that organizations would work upon, which should come up as the predictive AI market in these other areas gets saturated and you try and explore the other.
Okay, so digital laggards who are not necessarily laggards from will, but technology has not solved the problems that they wanted to solve. So AI will present an opportunity for these people, and one of those opportunities is predictive AI before generative AI. Is what your view is? Okay, Rishi, opportunities and challenges with respect to AI automation.
Yeah, so opportunity, I think, all my fellow panelists talked about, like we can attain the scale faster, we can bring efficiency, the execution becomes faster. So with AI, lot of problems which we are able to solve with lesser resources, wherein we need more resources, and it was taking very long time. And the examples are enormous. It can start with, from writing a code for any application, then to the testing of those. And from the other, like support, help desk. So AI has helped. So if we talk about, say, IT help desk in any organization, with AI and productive, the self-healing is there, the problem gets solved before, it start hitting the user. So customer experience get improved, employee experience, gets better. So a lot of opportunity with automation and AI. And, every technology which has got, plus there are, pitfall of that also. And we know, like deep fake. We have seen, we have heard. So unless any such progressive technology is being used in a civilized manner, or we can say that, there should be regulations around that. Otherwise, it can pose a lot of challenges to the, mankind, which recently we got to know that there was a video conference, invite went from CEO to the CFO. They were on the video call, but it was all like through the AI. And CEO in that video call told to transfer, few crore rupees to some account. And CFO did that.
Yes.
When the CEO got that message, he called up CFO and he asked, like, what kind of payment has been made.
So deepfakes are causing a lot of problems, and this is happened in Hong Kong, around $25 million. In a video conference of 4 people, 3 were deepfakes, and only the CFO was real. And he was asked to transfer that money. So you're saying deepfakes are going to be challenges. The AI needs to be used in a civilized manner. But in a civilized manner, it brings about a lot of productivity. It will improve customer experience. It will improve employee experience. And to use a term the younger generation uses, insane levels of productivity. All right. The next question, Rishi earlier indicated that hybrid is a must. Work from anywhere is a must. How do you believe AI and digital enabled workplace is going to, what is your view, Mr. Iyer, or remote working and distributed workforce?
You see, I'm going to be very different here. We never promote work from home. We are hardcore manufacturing. We think very hard, and we, being a manufacturer of steel, we behave like that. So that's number one. Number two, it doesn't mean that we don't adapt work from home. It may not be a work from home kind of thing, but we have good resources available at some pockets in our 70 plants. Whenever we have some problems, as far machine maintenance is concerned, or some of the critical operations are getting affected, that remote work from home kind of thing happens, But the percentage in our case will be maybe 10 to 15%, which will be for mission critical or process critical, maybe some of the core area where we have less experts are available at different places we consume. Not only that, some of the machine manufacturers, they never visit nowadays. So we share and try to collaborate. It is a kind of work from home, but yes, we don't promote. We adapt for best in class.
All right. Nishant, what is your view on distributed and remote workforce? You heard one person saying that it is a must work from anywhere, and you have another person, a diverse view, saying that we don't encourage, in fact, we just don't do remote work. What is your view?
So I think it's very specific to industry. In my experience, I was at Amazon Logistics last mile 2 years back, and we were running a global operations of, the delivery stations are where the packages come before they just, get delivered on the road. And we were running this, the delivery station technology infrastructure for whole of Amazon sitting here in Gurugram. And not only just running the operations, we even were at a very fast pace introducing changes to how those things work, like, introduction of automation, introduction of computer vision. And all of this was possible because of remote work. So even scaling up that infrastructure was possible because there doesn't need to be a technical person at every delivery station. There can be one for every 6. And he also doesn't need to visit unless something absolutely breaks down. So, those are the things I think that enable like the whole world and, all these things to move fast. I think the jury is still out on like remote work as, the people sitting in this room and we experience because, we a lot of us are not on the shop floor. So for us, I think it's, like recent debates about work-life balance and all that. I think it's a double-edged sword. It does give us a lot of flexibility of our time. We do, but we still miss, working collaboratively. So that's why I think hybrid is the way to go, where people will be able to enjoy their freedom of time, working at their own pace or their own time schedule. But I think the human collaboration, where people will occasionally come into offices, work together, will not go away. It will be very specific to industry also.
It will be very specific to industry. Humans will collaborate sometimes, but largely it's a must-have. And Mr. Iyer picked up the mic when you were saying, like...
No, I'm not going to negate anything. Work from home is inversely proportional to work-life balance. If you are working from home,
that itself is debatable.
You work more.
You have to work more when you're working from home. May not necessarily do. Yeah, it's good to look. It's great to have panelists with differing views, and there is no one right answer, right? So, as you said, it depends on the industry. It depends upon the strategy. It depends upon the vision. All right, I'm going to skip the next question. All right, because I want to have some time to invite a question from the audience, and I'm also going to give one out of syllabus question. Okay, but before we come to the out of syllabus question, if you had to share one key message to the CIOs, okay, and IT leaders with respect to AI and tech automation with workplace, what would that be? We'll start with Himongno.
I'm going to relay my answer a little bit and address the previous question as well.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm going to combine my answer for this question and try and, part of it may refer to the previous question as well.
Okay.
The reason I say that is, so I've not been a CIO, but always I've had the privilege of talking to multiple CIOs over my career. What I've learned from essentially those interactions is that CIO within the organization is the one who needs to have that future outlook and needs to have that perspective of
CMO.
CIO is the one,
CIO needs to
the
have
one
that
who needs to have the future outlook.
Future outlook.
Right? Okay. To be able to see where does the path lead for the organization. How do we change our organization for the better in the future, right? This is where, and I like to look at the concept of productivity and concept of work in a slightly different way. And I'm close, I'll be honest, I work closely associated with this as well. In fact, one of our mission statements is to essentially make the working life of people more simpler, more productive as well, right? Now, to be able to do that, what you need to, it may not be about enabling working from home for everybody, right? But the concept of remote work or the concept of future of work essentially will be about making people and information accessible to everybody at that point in
People
time.
and information accessible to everybody. All right, so that's your key message, and the CIOs and IT leaders need to be visionary, right? Okay, one key message, Rishi, what would be the key message you'll send to IT leaders?
So IT is no longer a support function nowadays.
Okay.
And CIO is the key stakeholder in the key decision making of any organization nowadays.
Okay.
So the message is, we have to work very closely with the business, with the CEO, with the board, and to bring the, to enable the organization to be more agile, more efficient, and, to deliver better for the customer.
All right, okay. So a lot of onus being put on the IT leaders. One is saying IT leaders need to be visionary, key decision maker, key stakeholders, work with the board to chart out the future. Okay, Nishant, your key message to IT leaders. Share.
One of my favorite quotes is that, as humanity, we have godlike technology, medieval organization structures, and prehistoric, instincts. So I think it's a challenge for generally, for all of us as, technology moves at faster and faster speed, but, we organize and collaborate and group together in the ways that we used to, maybe, even 20 years ago. Not a lot has changed in how companies operate. So I think those things, that's why I think the CIOs and any leader, they have to be constantly on their toes as to, how to constantly change the organization so that they can make full use of and be at pace with technology.
Okay. More being added to IT leaders, saying that enterprises are medieval, the technology is more futuristic with pre-medieval instincts, you said. And IT leaders need to be on their toes to keep adopting the new and the future technologies and bringing it to the enterprises. Mr. Iyer, what is your key message to IT leaders?
See, this is a time where the whole of the organization is coming to adapt digital technology. So collaborate with them. Don't try to run alone. Go, meet, learn, participate, and win.
Go, meet, learn, participate, and win. Go, meet, learn, participate, and win. All right. Awesome. Not much for CIOs to do, right? I mean. Okay, now for the out of syllabus question. Okay, this is a very simple question. You have to answer in yes or no only. There is no maybe and depends on the industry. Okay. In the future, do you see us having AI bosses? Yes or no, and why?
No, because, I think, as much as we are hyped about AI, it is still quite far from, at least how it seems like now. I kind of work on it hands-on. So I think it's still far away from where critical inputs joining the dots, keeping the bigger picture in mind on stuff that matters, which is what I think bosses are. Where it is organizational, I think those things will automate, but the real input of leadership, experience that, bosses bring, I don't think that's going away.
Okay. How about you, Rishi? Would we have AI bosses?
The answer is no. So any IT system whether AI or anything, they work on the input. And that is the difference between human and any robot. So that's why you need a person and a human has got multifaceted thing. So still AI can't do that because unless they get any input, they can because unless they get any input, they cannot process the things. That's why
Okay, input is
AI
necessary to process,
Yeah.
and therefore, we will not have AI bosses. But take this question not only at a leadership level, but take this question: can there be AI managers with humans as executives? So when I say bosses, that would simply mean managers. Himogno, what is your view? Would there be AI bosses having humans reporting
So
into them?
I'll split that into two.
There you go. This is the question. Split that. Okay, go ahead.
The
But you have to
reason I
give a
say-
yes or a no answer, and then.
I have a part yes and a part no. That's the reason. So
Out of syllabus answer, he has decided.
I think
Okay.
you talked about it a little bit, right? Probably for the people in this room, I don't see that being possible. But I do see that being possible for possibly certain roles and
Certain roles. So you are saying for certain roles, it is a yes.
it is
Okay.
possible.
But not for the leadership and
Yeah.
kind of jobs that
I
we
don't
are
see
in, unlikely to have AI bosses.
The only flavor that I like to add in there is it's also a possibility that those roles may not even know that they are talking to an AI boss.
Okay, those roles may not even know that they're talking to an AI boss because you're working from anywhere, right? So the boss is working from the machine. What is your answer, sir?
Wherever you need heart and mind, no AI is possible. Wherever you have robots manufacturing, controlling robots, taking insights and taking decision on that is a yes.
Okay, so it is a yes where there are decisions are more robotic, structured, so on and so forth. There might be AI or robot bosses, but wherever a heart and mind is
Instinct-based
needed,
decisions, not possible.
decisions not possible.
Decisions not possible on
Decisions
instinct.
based on heart and mind not possible. But decisions based on structured data, that's where AI boss is.
Sorry, I'd just like to add, and I certainly don't hope that happens because we obviously are not sure of what the incentives of such a system will be. We as humans have different incentives, and AI within machines, and we still don't know what's going on there.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for your answers. We have a few minutes just to invite some questions from the audience. Okay. We have a question. Please pass the mic. And just asking organizers, how many questions can we take? 2, 3?
So good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I would like to speak on behalf of people outside the room, outside in India, okay? So we're talking of 36% of Indian jobs which are in the BPO sector, which I see that very soon, maybe in a year or two, will be drastically killed by this AI gen which we talk of. And there's nothing to stop it. My question now is that who is responsible to pick up this torch of taking this leadership of keeping those jobs, bringing those jobs back, okay? And where those jobs going to come from once we have this AI gen around us?
Okay. Since the question is specifically on the BPO, Rishi, the question is who will be responsible for ensuring we at least maintain a similar number of jobs or creating new jobs?
Yeah, so we are, hearing about the job losses due to adoption of AI and the evolving of technology. But I don't agree fully on these data, whether it would be 36% or the number would be different. But everyone is, or, so-called analysts are, predicting this. And this percentage may vary, but definitely the new jobs are getting created. It is not that AI, will be able to replace those many people. And, all of us have experienced when we get any response from the robot, we always prefer, getting the pinpoint response or the response which we need. Definitely, which are standard response we can get through these machines, and it is already there. It is not new. It has been there since last many years, because I come from the BPO industry and we have seen it. But now the buzz is after this chat GPT, people started talking about a lot. And, what I think, this percentage cannot be so high. Second, there are so many jobs being created when the people work on these technologies. So I can't predict the number or the how those whatever the number we are seeing, how will those folks
Just
get those
mindful of
jobs?
the time. Your point is the percentage may not be that high. And even if there is a percentage, automation has been happening in BPO industry for a long time. And technologies create jobs while they replace jobs. So it is going to happen organically. That's his view. I'll just, one last question to this gentleman because he raised his hand. Go ahead, ask
I
your
will not
question.
take much time as everybody's stomach is rumbling right now. So
Yeah.
my question is, everybody deliver their one message to the CIO. So my question is on the similar lines that we are talking about advancement of technologies, and there's a lot of budget required in near future to implement it just to deliver the customer delight and create value. So my question is, it has been observed and witnessed that in organizations, there's a conflict between the CIOs and CISOs for the budget. So how you're going to maintain that balance? Is it going on the priority basis, urgency basis, criticality?
That was a question we skipped, which is how do you handle security and privacy? And he has posed that question as how do you balance resources going to the CISO versus CIOs? Because one is want to automate, the other one is going to make sure that privacy and...
You cannot have 100% satisfaction with management taking decisions, number one. Number two, you have to protect what is required. Number three, to deploy security, we need money. Because we have to ensure the solution which are increasing the efficiency of the man, machine, material, etc., will be given first priority than IT also. Number one, manufacturing will give priority to procuring machine, not IT software. Number two, when IT software is increasing the efficiency of some of the things, then only allocation of budget will come into for security. It doesn't mean that in the last 3-4 years, the mindset has changed, government has put on more regulations. The whole thought process is changing. But it will take some time, unless and until it is governed by a BFSI, if you see, you spend more. Because you have a regulatory board, you are supposed to, and with the DPDPA in place, you have a person like a manufacturing person, I started learning security. I'm telling you, after 30 phase, I am zero now. Because they have appointed me as a DPO, where I do not have knowledge. I am talking to all CISOs and learning. So it will take some time to get equal.
It will take some time. And you're saying IT first, security later, because if IT delivers efficiency, then you invest in information security. And anyway, regulations are forcing us to look at a hygiene level of privacy and security. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Wonderful answers, diverse answers. Really appreciate your thoughts. Thank you very much for participating in this panel discussion. And thank you, audience.